Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to be solving your exercises from the week, but as you can already see, and as I realized that after recording the video, this one took a really long time. So, if you just want to check your answers, I am going to have them at the end of the video. So go to the end of the video, to the last like 2 or 3 minutes, to check the answers. If you don't want to sit through the whole thing, it's totally understandable. It's a 1 hour video almost. So if you just want to check your answers, I have all of them at the end of the video. Go check out the end of the video, and if you made any mistakes, find the part of the video where I solved that specific exercise and see how that specific exercise was solved. Okay? So again, go to the end of the video, check for the answers, see if you got them correct, and if you got any wrong, find the part of the video where I solved that exercise and just look into that. You don't need to look into the whole thing, okay? Okay, so have a good weekend, and here goes the video. Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to be solving your exercises from Wednesday and Thursday. But before we begin, I would like to thank those of you who pointed out the mistake that I made on Tuesday's video during one of my multiplications. There was a 2 that was supposed to be a 1 in the first multiplication I did. So if you want to go back and look at that again, there was a 2 on the second line of the first multiplication that should have been a 1. Uh, we all try and avoid mistakes, of course, but they're sometimes they just sort of happen. So thank you for pointing that out. So we're going to start off here by doing these multiplications, these additions. So here we have 5,326 plus 4,256. Now you could write them vertically if you wanted to, or we could just say that, well, I'm going to add the ones with the ones, and the tens with the tens, and the hundreds with the hundreds, and the thousands with the thousands, and see what we get. So I'm going to do 6 plus 6 makes 12. And write 2, carry 1 over to the tens. 5 and 2 makes 7, and 1 that I carry over makes 8. 2 and 3 makes 5, and then 5 and 4 makes 9. So my answer is 9,582. Next up, we have 45,125 plus 4,589. And I say 5 and 9 makes 14, so I'm going to write 4, carry 1. 8 and 2 makes 10, and 1 that I carried over makes 11, so I'm going to write 1, carry 1. 5 and 1 makes 6, plus 1 that I carried over makes 7. 4 and 5 makes 9. 4 and nothing makes 4. So here we have 49,714. Next up, we have 7,425 plus 6,789. We say 5 and 9 makes 14, so I'm going to write 4, carry 1. 8 and 2 makes 10, so plus 1 that I carried over makes 11. So I'm going to write 1, carry 1, and then 7 plus 4 makes 11, plus 1 that I carried over makes 12. Right, 2, carry 1. 6 and 7 make 13, plus 1 that I carried over makes 14. So my result is 14,214. Next up, 23,584 plus 7,159. 4 and 9 makes 13, right? 3, carry 1. 5 and 8 makes 13, and 1 that I carried over makes 14. 4, carry 1. 1 and 5 makes 6, plus 1 that I carried over makes 7. 7 and 3 makes 10, so write 0, carry 1, 2, and 1 that I carried over makes 3. So my result is 30,743. Next up, we have 9,124 plus 2,415. 4 and 5 makes 9. 1 and 2 makes 3. 4 and 1 makes 5. 9 plus 2 makes 11, and I write the whole 11 because I've got nothing else to add. Next up, we have 83,685 plus 8,741. 5 and 1 makes 6. 4 and 8 makes 12, write 2, carry 1. 7 and 6 makes 13, and 1 that I carried over makes 14, write 4, carry 1. 8 and 3 makes 11, plus 1 that I carried over makes 12. 8 and 1 that I carried over makes 9. So my result is 92,426. Next up, we have subtractions. Now, subtractions are a little bit harder to do vertically, but horizontally, but we are going to attempt it. So I'm going to borrow here because I can't do 6 take away 7. So I'm going to do 16 take away 7, which makes 9. And then I'm going to do 2 take away 6 because I borrowed before, which I still can't do, so I'm going to borrow again. And I'm going to do 12 take away 6, which makes 6. And then I'm going to do 4 take away not 1 because I borrowed, 4 take away 2. So 2. And then 9 take away 2, which makes 7. So my result is 7,269. Next up, 94,125 minus 5,124. 5 take away 4 makes 1. 2 take away 2 makes 0. 1 take away 1 makes 0. 0 looks a bit like a 6. And then 4 take away 5 I can't do, so I borrow. 14 take away 5 makes 9. And then I say 9 take away, well, there's nothing here in the tens of thousands, but I need to take away 1 because I borrowed 1, so this is going to become 8. So 89,001. 5,679 take away 1,745. I say 9 take away 5 makes 4. 7 take away 4, this 4 should look a bit better. 7 take away 4 makes 3. 6 take away 7 I can't do, so I do 16 take away 7, which makes 9. And then I say 5 take away not 1, because I just borrowed, 2. 5 take away 2 makes 3. So 3,934. Then we move on to 71,258 minus 6,488. So I say 8 take away 8 makes 0. 5 take away 8 I can't do, so I borrow. And I say 15 take away 8, which makes 7. Then I do 2 take away 5, not 4, because I just borrowed. But I can't do 2 take away 5, so I'm going to do 12 take away 5, which makes 7. And then I want to do 1 take away not 6, because I just borrowed, so 7. But I can't, again, because yeah, 1 is less than 7. So I do 11 take away 7, which makes 4. And then I subtract 1 from this 7 because there's no tens of thousands. So I just take away the 1 that I borrowed. So I'm going to get 6. So my answer is 64,770. Next up, we have a problem. Bill and David travel from Paris to London. Bill travels by plane and he paid 124 euros. David travels with the train and he paid 39 euros less than Bill. How much money did David pay? Okay, so to do that, we just have to do 124 minus 39 because Bill, wait, sorry. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure I read that right. Yeah, we have to do 124 minus 39. So we go here and we do 124 minus 39. And we say 4 take away 9. I can't do, so I borrow. And do 14 take away 9, which makes 5. And then I return this here, it becomes 4. And I say 12 take away 4, which makes 6. And then I return this here where there's nothing, and it becomes 1. Say 1 take away 1 becomes 0. So, wait, I made a mistake here. No, see, again, mistakes. But the important thing is that I'm going to correct it now. This is supposed to be an 8. Don't know how I made that mistake. Because 12 take away 4 makes 8. So, David paid 85 euros. How much money did they pay together? So 85 euros from David and 124 from Bill. So I have to do 124 plus 85. So I do 4 and 5 makes 9. 2 and 8 makes 10. So I write 0, carry 1. Then 1 and 1, 1 and 1 makes 2. So together they paid 209 euros. Let's move on to the next exercise. In this exercise, we have some multiplications, which I will not be doing horizontally. Well, I can't do horizontally. So I'm going to be doing them vertically. So let's get started. We have 124, and I will be erasing these afterwards. So if you want to write them down, follow along. Or you could just pause the video at the end, whichever you prefer. So we have 124 times 24. So I say 4 by 4 makes 16. I write 6, I carry 1. 4 by 2 makes 8, plus 1 that I carried over makes 9. 4 by 1 makes 4. And then, well, I returned this, so I should cross it out. I put a 0 beneath the 1s, and I say 2 by 4 makes 8. 2 by 2 makes 4. 2 by 1 makes 2. And I add. 6 plus 0 makes 6. 9 and 8 makes 17. Right, 7 carry 1. 4 and 4 makes 8, plus the 1 that I carried over makes 9. And here we get 2. So my result is 2,976. 2,976. Next up, we have, let's do this one, big one. 689 times 124. 25. Well, at least it's got easy numbers. So 5 by 9 makes 45. Right, 5 carry 4. 5 by 8 makes 40, plus 4 that I carry over makes 44. 5 by 6, oh, and I carry 4 again. 5 by 6 makes 30, plus 4 that I carry over makes 34. I write a 0 beneath the ones. And I say 2 by 8, 9 makes 18. I already added this, so that's why I crossed it out now. 2 by 9 makes 18. I write 8, I carry 1. 2 by 8 makes 16, plus 1 that I carry over makes 17. Write 7, carry 1 again. 2 by 6 makes 12, plus the 1 that I carry over makes 13. I put 2 zeros underneath now. On the third line, put 2 zeros. And I say 1 times 9 makes 9. 1 times 8 makes 8. And 1 times 6 makes 6. And I add. 5 and 0 makes 5. 4 and 8 and 0 makes 12. Right, 2 carry 1. 4 and 7 and 9 and the 1 that I carried over makes 21. Right, 1 carry 2. 3 and 3 and 8 and the 2 that I carried over makes 16. Right, 6 carry 1. 1 and 6 and 1 that I carried over makes, makes 8. So my result is 86,125. Let's erase all of this now. And let's take this, put it up here. There we go. Okay, next up, we have 287 times 38. I'm going to make some room, actually. Let's make some room here. 287 times 38. 8 times 7 makes 56. Right, 6 carry 5. 8 by 8 makes 64, plus 5 that I carried over makes 69. Right, 9 carry 6. 8 by 2 makes 16, plus 6 that I carry over makes 22. Write a 0 beneath the ones. 3 by 7 makes 21. Write 1, carry 2. 3 by 8 makes 24, plus 2 that I carry over makes 26. Write 6, carry 2. 3 by 2 makes 6, plus 2 that I carry over makes 8. I add. 6 and 0 makes 6. 9 and 1 makes 10. Right? 0, carry 1. 2 and 6 makes 8, plus 1 that I carried over makes 9. And then 2 and 8 makes 10. Right, 10. Now let's erase all of this. Keep the result only. And let's put the result here. Next up, we have 7,589 times 48. So let's do this. 7,589 times 48. 8 times 9 makes 72. Right, 2 carry 7. 8 times 8 makes 64. Plus 7 that I carried over makes 71. Right, 1 carries 7. Again. 8 times 5 makes 40, and 7 that I carry over makes 47, right? 7 carry 4. 8 times 7 makes 56, plus 4 that I carried over makes 60. Oh, no need to put the dot in. Anyway, 0 beneath the ones. 4 times 9, I carried this over. 4 times 9 makes 36, so write 6 carry 3. 4 times 8 makes, sorry, blacked out there. 4 times 8 makes 32, plus 3 that I carry over makes 35. Right, 5 carry 3 again. 4 times 5 makes 20, plus 3 that I carry over makes 23. 4 times 7 makes 28. Plus, I should have written 2 here. 2 that I carry over makes 30. One moment. Okay, and now we add. Let's add all of this together. 2 and 0 makes 2. Let's write that a little further down, have some room later. 6 and 1 makes 7. 5 and 7 makes 12. Right, 2 carry 1. 1 that I carry over in 0 and 3 makes 4. 6 and 0 makes 6. 3 plus nothing makes 3. So my result is 364,272. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that right there. Next up, we have 478 times 196. 478 times 196. 6 times 8 is 48. Right, 8, I carry 4. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 4 that I carry over is 46. Right, 6 carry 4. And yeah, I could just leave this instead of crossing it out and then rewriting it. I could just leave it. But just to be completely accurate, 6 times 4 makes 24, plus 4 that I carry over makes 28. 0 beneath the ones. 9 times 8 makes 72. Right, 2 carry 7. 9 times 7 makes 63, plus 7 that I carry over makes 70. Right, 0 carries 7. Again, I could have just left it there instead of rewriting it, but we want to be really accurate. So 9 times 4 makes 36, plus 7 that I carry over makes 43. I put 2 zeros on the third line. And I say 1 times 8 makes 8, 1 times 7 makes 7, 1 times 4 makes 4. So I'm going to write 478 And I add. 8 and 0 makes 8. I'm gonna write down here. 6 and 2 and 0 makes 8. Again. 8 plus 0 plus 8 makes 16. So I'm going to write 6 and carry 1. Then I'm going to say 1 that I carried over plus 2 plus 3 plus 7 makes 13. Right? 3 carry 1. 4 plus 4 plus 1 that I carry over makes 9. So my result is 93,688. I'm going to erase all of this, and then I'm going to take this and move it here. Last of my multiplications is 3,569 times 48. So this is going to be a long one, but it's necessary. We need this practice. 8 times 9 makes 72, right? 2 carry 7. 8 times 6 makes 48. 7 that I carry over makes 55. Yeah. 8 times 5, yeah, and I carry 5. 8 times 5 makes 40, plus 5 that I carried over makes 45. Right, 5 carry 4. 8 by 3 makes 24, plus 4 that I carry over makes 28. A 0 beneath the ones. 4 times 9 makes 36. Right, 6 carry 3. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 3 that I carry over is 27. Right, 7 carry 2. 4 times 5 makes 20. Plus 2 that I carry over makes 22. Right, 2 carry 2. 4 times 3 makes 12. Plus 2 that I carry over makes 14. And I add. 2 and 0 makes 2. 5 and 6 makes 11. Right, 1 carry 1. 5 plus 7 makes 12. Plus 1 that I carried over makes 13. Right, 3 carry 1. 8 plus 2 makes 10. Plus 1 that I carried over makes 11. Right, 1 carry 1. 2 and 4 makes 6. Plus 1 that I carried over makes 7. 1 and nothing makes 1. So my result here is 171,312. Okay, now we have some divisions. So let's do these vertically. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to take it to the side, like so. And we'll erase this equal sign. We'll make the line here and here. So we want to say 6 into 2. 6 doesn't fit into 2. So 6 into 25 fits 4 times. 4 by 6 makes 24. I do the subtraction. Okay, we're not going to do that again because these are really small. Actually, we could zoom in a little bit, or a lot. Okay, and we do this subtraction, and we get 1. And I pull down this 9, and I say, how many times does 6 fit into 9? 6 fits 19. 6 fits 3 times into 19. 3 by 6 makes 18. I do the subtraction. I get 1 again. I pull down this 6. And I say, how many times 6 into 16? That would be twice. 2 by 6 makes 12. I do the subtraction and I get 4. So my answer, and here is where some of you, from what I understood, some of you got a little confused because you thought, apparently, somehow you learned that we're supposed to continue. Put a decimal point here and then a 0 in front of the remainder. Now, yeah, but that is how we continue, but that's something that we learned how to do in 5th grade. Currently, what we just say is, my answer is 432 with a remainder of 4. So, I would say 432 with a remainder of 4. That means 432 are 4, and that's my answer. No need to put decimal points. No need to continue. You wouldn't be able to continue it even if you had continued. What you would have gotten is 432 point 6666666 onto infinity. So we're not dealing with that kind of stuff. We just say 432 R4 for the time being. Okay. Okay. Next up. Next up, we want to do 6,458 divided by 8. And I'm going to place my division lines here. And I say 8 into 6? No. 8 into 64? Yes. How many times? 8. 8 fits into 64 8 times. 8 by 8 makes exactly 64. So I do the subtraction, and I get 0. I pull down this 5, and I say, how many times does 8 fit into 5? 0. Now I could do 0 times 8 makes 0, and 5 minus 0 makes 5. Or I could just pull down the next 8. Remember, we've said this. When we put a 0 in our quotient, we can just pull down the next number as well. I say, how many times does 8 fit into 58? It fits 7 times. And 7 times 8 makes 56. I do the subtraction, I get a 2. I have nothing else to pull down, so my answer is 807 with a remainder of 2. 807 with a remainder of 2. Next up, we want to do 24,895 divided by, did I say that correctly? 24,895 divided by 7. That doesn't look nice. So I say 7 into 2? No. 7 into 24? Yes. How many times? 3. 3 times 7 makes 21. I do the subtraction and I get 3. I pull down the 8. I say 7 into 38. 5 times. 5 times 7 makes 35. I do the subtraction here and I get 3. Pull down the 9. And I say, how many times does 7 fit into 39? That would be 5 again. And I would get 35. I would do the subtraction, I'd get 4. I'd pull down the 5. And I'd say 7 into 45 goes 6 times. 6 by 7 makes 42. Makes 3. I have nothing else to pull down, so my result is 3,556 with a remainder of 3. 3,556 with a remainder of 3. And this can go away. Next up, our final division with a one-digit divisor. 78,459 divided by 9. I start off by saying 9 into 7 goes 0. It doesn't go into 7. So 9 into 78 goes 8 times. 8 by 9 makes 72. I pull down the 4. 9 goes into 64 7 times. 7 by 9 makes 63. Pull down the 5. 9 goes into 15 once. 1 by 9 makes 9. This would give me 6. Pull down the 9. 9 into 69 7 times. 7 by 9 makes 63. And I get 6. I have nothing else to pull down, so my result is 8,717 with a remainder of 6. Again, 8,717 with a remainder of 6. This goes away. Let's move on to the hard ones, shall we? Our first one says 45,897 divided by 36. Thirty-six goes into 45 once. 1 times 36 makes 36. If I do the subtraction, I'm going to get 9. Pull down the 8. 36 into 98. I want to find how many times 36 fits into 98. So I think, how many times does 4 fit into 9? That would be twice. 2 times 36 makes 72. I do the subtraction. I get 26. Is 26 less than 36? Yes. So I can continue. I pull down this 9. And now I say, how many times does 36 fit into 269? Or how many times does 4 fit into 26? And that would be 6. I want to do 6 times 36. So what I get is 6 here, and then 21. Now this is going to give us a mistake. We're going to get 53. So 53 is more than 36, which means I need to try 7 times instead of 6 times. I need to try 7 times. 7 times 36 now. And what I get is 252, right? Right. And my subtraction gives me 17, which definitely is less than 36. I pull down the 7, and I say, how many times does 4 go into 17? That would be 4 times. Now I want to do 4 times 36. 4 times 36 would give me 144. I do the subtraction, and I'm going to get 33. 33 is less than 36. I have nothing else to pull down, so my result is 1,274 with a remainder of 33. Let's write that down. 1,274 with a remainder of 33. Is this, are the letters bigger, or is it just me? Yes, they are. There we go. This goes away. Next up, we have 24,695 divided by 55. Does 55 fit into 24? No. Does it fit into 246? Yes. How many times? How many times does 6 fit into 24? That would be 4 times. So I'm going to try 4 first. 4 times 55 would give me 220. 220. Doing this subtraction would give me 26, which is less than 58, so I can continue. Pull down the 9. And then I say, how many times does 6 fit into 26? Again, 4. And I've already done this multiplication, 4 by 55. And I know it gives me 220. And this subtraction will give me 49, which is less than 55, so I can continue. Pull down the 5. And I say, how many times does 6 fit into 49? That would be 8 times. And now I have to do 8 times 55, which would give me 440. And if I do this subtraction, I'm going to get 55. which is exactly equal to our divisor. So we made a mistake. And we need to go back and try one more time. Instead of 8, let's try 9. 9 times 55 would give me exactly 495. Which, by subtracting, gives 0. So here my result is 449 with no remainders. This goes away. Next up, we have 14,580 divided by 45. 45 does not fit into 14, but it does fit into 145. How many times does 5, one more than 4, fit into 14? That would be twice. 2 times 45 would give me 90. If I do this subtraction, I'm going to get 65. No, sorry, 55, which is more than 45, so I need to go back. I need to try one more time. Instead of 2, I'm going to try 3. 3 times 45 would give me 135. If I do this subtraction, I'm going to get 10, which is less than 45, so I can continue. Pull down the 8, and I say 45 into 108 goes twice. 2 times 45 makes 90. And by doing this subtraction, I get 18. I pull down the 0. And I say, how many times does 5 go into 18? That would be 3 times. I've already done this multiplication. 3 times 45. I know it gives me 135. If I do this subtraction, I'm going to get 45, which is exactly equal to my divisor. So I need to go back and try one more. Instead of 3 times, I'm going to try 4 times. 4 times 45 gives me 180. So my answer is 324 with 0 remainder. Last one. Last one. Does 87 fit into 89? Yes, actually, it does. It fits once. 1 times 87 makes 87. If I do the subtraction, I'm going to get 2. I'm going to pull down the 4. Does 87 fit into 24? No. So I'm going to write 0, 0, not 6. Pull down the next digit, so the 5. So how many times does 87 fit into this? Well, how many times does 9 fit into 24? That would be twice. 2 times 87 is going to give me 174. By doing this subtraction, I am going to get 71, which is less than my divisor, so I can continue. I can pull down this 8, and I can say how many times does this fit into this by doing how many times does 9 fit into 71. The answer to that would be 7. Now I want to do 7 times 87, which would give me a 9 here and 60. It's definitely going to give me more than this, but okay, let's do the subtraction. This is going to give me 9, this is going to give me 0, and this is going to give me 1. So 109, which is more than this. So I need to do that again, trying one more time. Instead of 7, we're going to try 8. Now I want to do 8 times 87, and I say 8 times 7 gives me 56. 6 carry 5. 8 by 8 makes 64 plus 5 that I carried over makes 71. Did I make a mistake? No. No. No, we're good. This gives me 2. So my answer is 1028 with a remainder of 2. And we are great. Let's move on. I saw a problem down there. I saw 2 problems down there. So let's move on to the problems. Problem 1 says, in Helen's library, there are 8 shelves with 75 books each. Helen removed 19 books from each shelf. How many books were left in the library? So we want to first we want to find how many books there were before she removed 19. So that would be, let's actually erase this. Yeah. That would be 8 times 75. So I got to do 75 times 8. And this would give me 8 times 5 gives me 40, so I write 0, carry 4. And 8 times 7 gives me 56 plus 4 that I carried over makes 60. So 600. Now, since she removed, she removed 19 from each shelf. Okay, so there were 2 ways to do this. We could have actually just done, since there are 75 on each shelf, we should have done firstly 75 take away 19 and then multiplied by 8. And now we can also, another way to do that is find the total number of books she removed, which is a longer way, but since we're already this far. Eight times 9 would give me 72. And I write 2 and carry 7. Let's say 8 times 1 makes 8 plus 7 that I carry over makes 15. So she removed a total of 152 books. And then I would do 600 take away 100, 600 take away 152. My result from this subtraction would be 448. Now let's say we did it the other way. The other way would have been to say 75, since there are 75 books on each shelf, and she removes 19 from each shelf, how many are left on each shelf? 75 take away 19. And the answer is 56. And then I would say, since there are 8 shelves, I would do 56 times 8, which would give me also 448. Now, admittedly, the second way was faster, so this way was faster than this way, but I made a mistake in the beginning. I didn't read here, I didn't read this word, each. I just read 19 books. My mistake. So this would have been the best way to solve that problem. Next up, we have a farmer produced 1,948 kilograms of oranges. He sold 428, and he put the rest into bags that carry 40 kilograms each. How many bags did he fill? Careful, how many bags did he fill? Not how many did he use. So if there's a remainder, that's not going to come into play because our quotient is going to be the number of bags that he filled. So let's actually get a little closer here. 1,940 minus the 428 that he sold. This subtraction gives me 1,520. And I want to divide this by 40. So I want to do 1,520 divided by 40. Okay, so now here, what someone might immediately notice is that I could just cross out the zeros. Well, let's say we didn't notice that. I'd say, does 40 fit into 15? No. Does 40 fit into 152? Yes. Now here, because this is a round number, I actually don't need to round it up to the next digit. So I can just say 4 instead of 5. Why? Because it has 0 ones. So I'm going to say, how many times does 4 fit into 15? And the answer to that would be 3. 3 times 40 would give me 120. Get 32. And I'd pull down this 0. And I'd say, how many times is 4 going to 32? The answer would be 8. Also, we have no remainder here. 8 times 40 give me 320. And by doing the subtraction, I am going to get 0. So he filled 38 bags. Okay. All right, well, if you made it through all of that, congratulations on your patience. You are amazing and incredible. If you came here from the beginning of the video, these are the answers. If you want to check back how I got each one of them, you can go back to the part of the video that I'm solving each exercise. I'm also going to show worksheet 1, although this didn't take half as long as the first one. But yeah. Actually, where are the answers for these two right here? Wait a minute. Did we not do these? Okay, again, my mistake. I'm really sorry. Let's just do these really quickly. So Okay, so I did them really quickly off screen. Didn't want to tire you guys with another 5 minutes of subtracting, although I'm absolutely sure that we did these. Anyway, here are all the answers. I'm going to go through them again really quickly. Um, if you want to see how I solved each of these, you can go back to the part of the video that I solved them. And so these are if you want to, these are the answers to exercise 1, basically. If you want to take a closer look, pause the video. And here again are the answers to worksheet 2. And again, if you want to take a closer look, pause the video. Okay, so now we are done, officially done. Have a good weekend, guys. Have a good rest, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye.